Hello viewers, welcome to my channel Science to Technology. In today's show, Camera Tuesday, we're going to talk about Sony RX10 Mark V. So let's dive deep into it. Now this is a camera from a bygone era of point and shoot. Now point and shoot camera, they were kind of successful from 2005 to 2015, but at the later end of it, there was a race. Basically, they tried to put as much zoom as possible in basically optical cameras. So like I bought later end of that, so I had Nikon S8100 that had like 10x. Few years later, not even few years, I'm pretty sure it's like 1 year later, they released S9100 that had 20x. So there was a X war. Now, aim of these sort of cameras was like one camera to do everything in your travel photography, meaning these cameras were perfect for travel. You put it in your bag, the end. It does not matter what you are like, oh, you are going into mountain, like you can literally see other mountain top using your camera. So fundamentally, this became a series where all companies released something that was what we call a bridge camera. Now, Sony is giving you the 25x range. Now, you might be like, 25 does not sound that much given the fact that pocket cameras had 21x. Yes, but the sensor on this puppy is at least 6 times bigger, like physically bigger sensor. For example, Nikon's very popular one is P1100. Now, this puppy is stupid. This has 125x. It's a telescope. I'm not joking. People have taken photo of other planets using astrophotography. Basically, you take multiple photo and you stack them. Yes, you can see planets using this. But again, it's a bit stupid because the sensor size on this is actually smaller than what your modern smartphone has. And I mean, like smartphone made before 2020 might have the same size. The sensor on this is tiny. Sensor on this is 1 inch. So there is a remarkable difference, meaning you can take photo of moon from both of these, but if you stack them, you find the Sony was good. Like, but this has more millimeter. Yeah, you have more atmospheric shimmering also. And again, that's physics. You cannot cheat it. That's why whenever you're talking actual telescope, they have ginormous input aperture. That's the only way to compensate for atmosphere shimmering. So 24 to 600 is a huge range. Best lens you can get for a full frame, it's 24 to 240. It will not go to 600 mm. You will not have that much range. Like you can get 10x lens, you cannot get 24x or 25x. Aperture is f2.4 to f4. That would be like literally, I'm not joking. If you want to buy a lens that has that and true optical quality, it would be television lenses. They have like this big of a box and has like actual power plug going into it to move all the glass elements. Is huge. And 1 inch sensor, biggest in its category. Let there be clear. Are there cameras that have point and shoot that has a non-interchangeable lens and bigger sensor? Yes. All scenarios you can get better than this. It's just that this package is very unique. A bridge camera with a decent enough sensor, no company has released it right now, modern one. So there is not that much competitive. P1000 was the OG one when it was released, I think 10-11 years ago. But they updated it and they did such a lazy job. That it was like, practically speaking, all they did is swap out the USB micro B port to USB-C port. It was super lazy, like really lazy. So Sony looked at it, it's like, okay, we're gonna be that much lazy, but we're gonna put little bit of effort. At least we're gonna change the main board. That's it. That's all this is. Like, if you had the fourth iteration of this, which came out 9 years ago, just imagine that, and they swapped out the board. So why not just go for this? It's much cheaper. This is idiotically expensive, much cheaper. Yeah, the image quality is poop. Again, it's fun for reach. Like it's a whoa. And when it was released, it was like, whoa. Now it's like your smartphone is like, bro, my AI can do that. So things have changed. So what about the specs? Well, specs is this whole front section, basically the glass elements, the lens, the sensor, they are copy paste from 9 years. They did not change it. 20 megapixel, 1 inch XMOR, RS, BSI sensor. It was good for like 9 years ago. Now it's like, bro, we had enough jump in optical quality in the sensor. Like it could have been improved. Glass, I understand that requires a lot of mathematics and engineering, but sensor is swappable. But okay, they did that. Old school 3-inch tilting screen. I mean, like, come on, like seriously, come on. But it is what it is. Thankfully, Again, I did say they did put bit more effort than Nikon. It's like, okay, card slot has been upgraded to UHS 2. Does that matter? Yes, this puppy has very high burst rate, 30 FPS of burst rate. You do need a card slot that is fast enough. And the USB-C is actually data port. Technically, on paper, it is handshaking to 10 Gbps. It is useless because you're not going to transfer 1 gigabyte data from a UHS 2 card slot. If you're lucky, you're going to get 300 megabytes per second. So it's not. And again, Sony cheats. Again, I got cheated on this. Like, my camera has 10 Gbps. The card inside is 20 Gbps. So I should get the slowest speed, which is 10 Gbps. Nope. The moment I actually start to transfer speed, it will always lock itself to maximum of 500. I never gotten more than that. And yes, I double checked the cable, double checked the USB handshake. I literally bought a SSD enclosure just to check that. And yes, my computer can support it. Yes, the receiving SSD inside my computer can support it. The camera does not do that. Like, you know, Frono's photos talked about like, oh, it has 10 Gbps. No. But again, having UHS 2 means you should be able to get 200 to 300 Mbps of speed, meaning all your holiday photo in the evening can easily be transported into your laptop. So that is a good thing. I'm happy that is a good thing. And they also added the modern chips of USB webcam, so 4K 30 FPS. I really wish 4K 60, like even in this hyper expensive A7 Mark V, I wish for that, but it's not there. But hey, better than nothing. And it has micro HDMI. I'm like, okay, might as well USB-C. So it does charge USB-C, but slow charging. Do not expect like, oh, I'm gonna plug it in and like, you know, DJI hardware is like in few minutes it's gonna give you 30 minutes of recording time. No, charging is slow. Blackout free 30 FPS. Again, it was a big deal back in the day. Now it's like, duh. Again, not bad. One good thing is the leaf shutter. Now be mindful, leaf shutter is a very unique thing, meaning the shutter mechanism is not above the sensor plane. Like where you have film or sensor, you have a shutter going like fuchung, fuchung. Now that's a planar shutter as we call it. That's good, it's very fast, but it does have penalty, as in it does not cover the whole sensor in one go. So inherently you can't sync flash very quickly, as in at best you're gonna get 250th of a second. You cannot, generally you cannot push far beyond that. However, if you have leaf shutter, which is inside the lens, and yes, Hasselblad also releases it, if I'm not mistaken, Fuji GFX also does that. Physical shutter is in the lens, and it basically where the light is going like this, coning light, there you have the shutter. So it closes the aperture completely. You can achieve 1,000th of a second. That again, if you do flash photography, that's like dying. You do not have to go da 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 da. No, this will like, bro, I got you. And that is big. Be mindful, I'm talking about the wide open aperture. If you close it down, you can even push it to 2,000th of a second. Mechanical shutter, 2,000th of a second, flash sync. That's mind blowing. Again, aperture has to go down. But again, if you do a lot of portraiture photography, lot of flash photography, this can be a surprisingly competent learning tool. I would not say this will be a master tool, but surprisingly competent learning tool. Can you beat it? Yes, you have to go into A9 Mark III because it has global shutter. That puppy can sync up to 32,000th of a second. Global shutter can sync at any speed. So again, having a leaf shutter, mechanical shutter with a 10 FPS does have some unique advantage that you cannot get from someone else. 4K 60 now is there, which is uncropped, 422, 10-bit, and you do not have 30-minute recording limit. This is thankfully European Union changed their law. If I'm not mistaken, 2020 is there when they changed the law. That there was a law that if your camera equipment can record more than 30 minutes, it will be in a video camera category. Your tax bracket will go up. So companies were like, either we increase the price, eat up the profit. These are the two options, or just give $29.59. That's why all camera had $29.59. So thankfully nowadays that rule has been changed. So my camera does not have it. Almost all new cameras does not have this issue. This also does not have it. And yes, this is modern camera with modern SoC. It should be able to actually record, unless you are in Indian outdoor environment recording for a very long time. It should be able to handle it. What about the performance? Well, it is a point and shoot camera. So biggest hurdle was because the lens assembly has to motorized. It physically comes in and out. Yeah, it used to drain battery, and they had a point and shoot camera battery. it was insufficient to say the least. So this time they have listened and they fixed it with basically Z100 battery, basically the primary backbone batteries of all Sony Pro series cameras, all of them. Like all A series cameras have that, all A9 series have that, everything has that, except one R they released, which is a new next generation battery that is a bit better. But right now, Sony Z100, the end. So battery life has significantly improved, meaning if you had the older one, this would be the biggest change. It's like, no, the battery life is good. So that's good. Autofocus is much better than the previous model. That is good, but do not compare it to modern, recently released full frame or APS-C from Sony. It will not be that good. It's good, but not that good. Again, penalty of the lens. If you have a lens that works at every range, it becomes very frustrating for autofocus to deal, because again, the background blurring that helps the AI algorithm is like, I'm not blurring enough, so it's not there. Buffer is much better, because again, that is one thing I have to say. UHS-2, it's good. Picture quality is much better than P11100, because again, if you are like, hey, all I do is aircraft photography, airport photography, a lot of people do that, and you do that in broad daylight, this puppy will outclass the photo. Even though the frame you have to zoom in and crop, because A, it has higher megapixel, B, it's a larger sensor, you will get much better what you call optical quality. So picture quality is there. However, let the breaker, daytime this puppy would be like, whoa. Nighttime it won't be whoa, because the aperture, once you actually apply the crop factor, yeah, that's 6.5 to 10. It's tiny. It's tiny. It is tiny. So you do need light. And again, flash sync will help as a portraiture photography. If you're like, hey, I just want to do a lot of vacation photography with portraiture, this is uniquely suited for that, assuming you are carrying flash with it. Older one had a pop-up flash, they removed it. So that is that. Basically, if you're taking lots of bird photography, there will be some hit and miss. It won't be as robust as A9 Mark III or A7 R series or even A7 Mark V, but it will be much better than what it used to be, and definitely much better than Nikon series. Again, they were very lazy in Nikon series. This was like, dude, did you even bother? So question becomes, for whom this camera is? Well, it's a very lazy camera, like from Sony's point of view. It's like, eh. Again, I really wish if they did not have changed the lens, which again, I can understand lens is a complex engineering problem. Sensor is a swapping element, swap the goddamn element. They did not do that. That's like, And the SoC, which again, this is one thing they did upgrade. So SoC is Bionics XR2, as in like you have two physical XR2 systems. That's old. All next cameras that is coming in the market right now would be Bionics XR-2. So why the heck they did not use the latest SoC? And like SoCs are mass produced. Any camera company, Nikon, Canon, Sony, even Panasonic, when you open them up, like for a few years, like 3 to 5 years, they only have one SoC. So why release a new camera that has older SoC? Like that's genuinely either they had spare laying around or just like they were not taking it seriously. Because be mindful, before ZR-2 became normal, this older system, you did not get pre-capture. Pre-capture was limited to flagship system. This allowed pre-capture even cameras like this. And pre-capture in bird photography is a godsend. Can you do bird photography without it? Of course you can. People have been doing it with film camera. We got this. It's just that if you're paying this bonkers amount of money, yeah, the camera is bonkersly expensive. Right now, it's not released in India. If I go into Sony website, it's like, available soon. It's not there. But again, looking into B&H price, it's high. So pre-capture. Basically, if you're looking at a bird and bird will take a flight, you start to half press the shutter. It will start to 30 FPS. It will keep 1 second of it past footage into the buffer. The moment bird flies, you press the button, because again, bird has to fly, only then you can see it, only then your muscles can react. There will be latency, like no matter what you do, it's law of physics. You press the button, but here's the deal. You will have 20 milliseconds afterwards. But what if before that it was capturing? Then you go in backwards, pre-capture. In this regard, I have to say Canon does very good. They give you pre-capture on almost any camera, any cheap camera, take it and go. You can buy A7C Mark II, does not have pre-capture. You can only buy flagships or this A7 Mark V, because with this new SoC, it does have pre-capture. Or you can buy Canon EOS R8, if I'm not mistaken. That has the cheapest full frame and has pre-capture. which again, for bird photography, it's like, why not have it? And this is the thing that's like, it's lazy. It's just like, what do we have laying around? Let's just plonk it in. It's like, screen, sir, flip out screen, man. Why? It's so silly. Again, everybody wanted pre-capture in this. It's almost like they're like, we don't want to make it very good, but we want to charge a bonkers amount of money. Again, even against their own system, you can just spend a little bit more money and you will get something like this. Basically 24 to 240 mm-less 10x. Now, like, be mindful. You're like, okay, but let's not go that far. That is true, but it has much better sensor and much better optics. So actual output fidelity would be much higher. So, and again, in Canon, you can do it cheaper. Like, you can buy a full frame camera body with pre-capture, and you can buy the lens. In Sony, the lens bodies are lens is rather same price, but the body is a bit more expensive. I have not seen any cheap, good body from Sony series. A7C Mark II is the closest one, and its price is way too close to A7 Mark V. So fundamentally, it's all like somebody said, like, it's great for retired people, where it's like, I just want to chill. This is good because again, if you're investing this sort of money, $2,000+, you will want to, like, grow and expand, and this camera will not grow and expand with you. So, and not even having pre-capture, that's like bird photography. Like they say, like, once you get older, bird starts to bite you. At that point in time, all you want to do is bird photography. So not having that, it's like, why? So again, this felt very lazy. This was like, come on, Sony. Like, I know you think you have market capture, and they do. Like, tangibly, they do have good market capture at this point in time. But they're like, if they keep doing this, sooner or later, some Chinese company will Tokyo drift it, and they're like, what happened? Well, you happened. Laziness happened. So this was my presentation on basically RX10 Mark V, fifth iteration of high bridge camera. Hopefully you have liked it, learned from it. In that case, please click the like button, share it amongst your friends. That will help me a lot. If you didn't like it, didn't enjoy it, I urge you to press dislike, press it twice to show me extra disappointment. Please leave a comment because I do try to reply to all of them. Subscribe, press the bell icon if you're free, and as always, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed it, click the like button.